He looks like a smartass.
Just want to put a tank top on, grow a mullet,
100%.
go for a drive in my Tirana.
Hacking.
I think somebody's been cheating.
Just rip into him, why don't you?
Please feel free to like and subscribe.
Now, I'm going to test something.
Whoa, Ethan's gone into the Matrix.
Why is that funny?
He's just very angry. How we doing, boys? How we doing?
Yes, so good. There we are. There's that sound. Just makes you feel good straight away when you hear that Sega sound.
Yeah. I'm going to just do a little chill session, maybe a bit of Sonic 1 playthrough. Oh, this guy's jumped the gun on me. Going with the demo.
Well, Sonic doesn't muck around. It's pretty fast.
Yeah. But do you know what? I was thinking about just this. Look, he's done it again. I just want to if I could pause on this screen, I would, but I can't.
Yeah.
But even
that's that problem with real hardware.
Like the banner, the red and white banner behind Sonic, and then that weird metallic sort of colored font that they've got on the word Sonic. I keep having to go back. And they've even got a star on it. Like it kind of looks like an American flag or something. But do
you know what it reminds me of? And I don't know if this was deliberate. It reminds me of the Looney Tunes things, Warner Brothers, where they would they would have this
circle thing,
like the background. There was a round background that the characters would sometimes spring through.
Yeah.
And it would go.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. But yeah, I was looking at that the other day. So many little details like that I've never paid any attention to. But it's kind of like, why does that work? And then they've got the wings coming up out of the top of the logo and stuff, and it's just really
kind of completely irrelevant to the entire game, to be honest. It's let's just make this look sick as we can.
Yeah, I know. But it is so cool. But hang on, I'm just going to grab the box.
Yeah, because it's an interesting, you're right, it's an interesting design aesthetic. Why does it work? Because it doesn't appear anywhere else, and it's become you'd almost think, why not use that as the start screen? Do you know what I mean? Because that's pretty cool. And I feel like, if it was a modern game, it would just be that with a few options that you would, scroll up and down to select. But yeah, I don't know. It's got movement, it's got energy, it's got the character so well embodied. Yeah. I don't know. And it's become such a staple. All of the 2D Sonic games have that aesthetic. Even Sonic Mania continues that ring aesthetic on.
I don't know what the Genesis box art and everything looks like. It'd be interesting to actually have a look at that.
It looks like crap. It doesn't look as good. If I bring it up, and I've even heard people say this, Sonic 1 Genesis box art. Let's have a quick look there. I mean, it's not bad. It's but I don't think it's anywhere near as good as the PAL version.
Can you do a share screen of that?
Yeah, open. Let me just
change this to your share screen.
It's not as bad as I thought. Actually, or I remembered it. I don't. That's
5 seconds ago. He's like, it's crap. Crap.
Yeah. So that's the North American one. That's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay, but man, it's got absolutely nothing on this.
It's kind of perfection. It kind of looks like a butt,
an angry butt.
It's nowhere near as good as the original Sega one. No way.
The Mega Drive one's heaps better, I reckon.
I don't know what they were thinking.
They were thinking about butts.
I think they had some baked beans and decided to make a shit Sonic the Hedgehog cover.
So, yeah. But Ethan, do you remember if because obviously, I mean, we've talked about this so much, but obviously Dad just rocks up one day after going to the shops with like 50 bags full of Sega Mega Drive stuff. But did Sonic 1 come on day one? Did Dad
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the first game.
But I think he had a handful of games.
I can't remember all the games. My main thing I remember is Sonic 1 was one of the first games.
Yeah.
If not the first game. But
yeah.
If you did get other games, what other games were there? Because I actually never really thought about the first day.
I think we had
games other than Sonic.
Yeah. I think we had Sonic 1, Tasmania, Aladdin.
Oh, yeah.
Bubsy came later because obviously we've all heard the infamous soup story. So yeah, Aladdin, Tasmania, Quackshot. I think we had World of Illusion, maybe. Another world.
That's a fair stack of games to get like on day one.
Yeah, we actually.
I think he Ariel the Little Mermaid for the girls.
Yeah. Good call.
I don't know if that was on the first day, but
yeah, and I think it was. But I think what happened, Adrian, is we got it in 1995, and obviously the Genesis Mega Drive came out in 89.
Yeah. Okay. So it was cheaper.
Yeah. So I think Dad just got like a kind of like a bundle deal, because the box that we have is actually the Sonic 2 box. But we didn't get Sonic 2 with it. So I think they had. I think they had old consoles and stuff left over. But it didn't have Sonic 2 with it. So I think Dad just got like a deal on it or something. And then there were all these other games. So he just like bought a bunch of games. But yeah, Sonic 1 was definitely with it. And like we just played the absolute crap out of this. But if I remember correctly, Ethan, I think Dad was actually the first one to finish this game.
Yeah, he did. He all came home from school. And I think he had it paused on the last level.
Yeah.
To show us that, because he was like, "Yeah, I'm there. I'm at the end." And we were like blown away.
But did he have all the Chaos Emeralds? Did he get to the true ending?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But does this game actually?
I don't think he was meant to be playing it all day either.
No. Typical college students. Just playing video games all day. But
I'm pretty sure
living the dream.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. But yeah, you know what? I think the final boss is like not super hard, but it's getting to the final boss. There's like, there's a sequence where you have. Holy moly! There's a sequence.
Man, you're looking like you played this a lot of times.
Yeah. But I just love these first levels where you can just sort of like spin and dash the whole way through and not really have to worry about anything. But yeah, there's this sequence where you have to like keep, I think the water is rising or something. You have to keep like jumping up different levels, and there's so many obstacles, and it's literally so hard to get through without dying.
Labyrinth. That's the Labyrinth zone, I reckon.
Something like that, and it just that was like the hardest part of the game. But once you got through that to the final boss, then you were golden. But, yeah, it was like obviously the games, they're just so immersive and amazing as a kid. But then you get to that point where you start being able to beat games, and it's just like, oh man, this is so
yeah.
Because then you get to see like the end screen and everything. It's like, oh, that's awesome.
It's a real sense of accomplishment when you get to the end screen of any game.
Yeah.
It just and the credits, and it's just like that sense of completion.
Yeah.
It's so special.
I've just got the Sonic stream zoomed in because it was lagging. So
You've got
I don't need to see your faces.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've just got your stream blown up. So it's lagging in the small box.
Okay. Does it look all right? Sound all right?
It's working for me okay at the moment. It kind of sometimes I don't think it's an issue at your end, Ties, but I think just sometimes for Ethan I might.
No, it'll be on our end. I think like it's got like a little bit of it's lacking a bit of video quality, but it's not that it's not watchable. It's 100% watchable.
Yeah.
I remember being at cousin Andrew's house, and because he had a Mega Drive and Sonic 1, and I remember like when he first got to Marble Zone, because like the whole art style just changed, the music changed. We were all because we're all just kids. We were just like, oh my goodness,
yeah, I know.
What? Now we're like going through some castle.
Yeah, I know. And
like,
it is so
such
cool.
a simple thing, but it's so cool.
I
actually found it scary because remember I was 7.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like the spikes, the lava. This is stressful.
Yeah.
I just got.
Well, it's got that real.
Tyrell's getting annihilated by spikes.
I know, like twice. You jinxed the crap out of me there.
And this bit too. Cool. This stressed me.
Yeah, but the whole color scheme does change, but also like the my controller's playing up a little bit. You know what? I'm just gonna unplug it and plug it back in again.
While Ty's is doing that, I'll just going to share my screen again to go back to an old conversation. But if anyone's watching on our YouTube channel and is watching this, we would love for people to give some comments around what is the better option. Do you reckon Mega Drive is the better artwork, or do you reckon the Genesis has the better artwork? I'd be really interested to see what people think is the better one of the two, because
show us the Sega, the standard Sega one.
So can you see both cartridges, or both box art?
Hang on. See Genesis.
Oh, hang on. Sorry,
there we are.
I need to share that. Keep that up for a second. No, that's all right.
Yeah.
All right, I've just put that up.
Yeah, teething issues here. But yeah, be interested. Like I was just saying,
yeah, that looks sick.
Who did it better?
They look both. They both look good.
Who did it better? The American one,
to me,
or the Genesis?
The Mega Drive
both
one
actually
is
not that bad.
I just reckon the Mega Drive one is just so schmick.
It looks more professional as well. I mean, the background on the Mega Drive one with the drawing outline of the animals and Egghead and Sonic the Hedgehog, way it's written, the color palette, everything. I just think it all sits really, really nicely. Sonic's got a shadow. I thought that was a good touch.
Yeah. Yeah, it just gives a little bit of extra depth, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it highlights Sonic better because he's like full body, you got the red shoes. It's a bit of a better drawing or illustration, I think, as well. Like the two, they're similar, but I think the Mega Drive one's a slightly better illustration. And I think the color scheme is better. Like the background on the Genesis one is just super busy with all of the Green Hill Zone stuff in the background. I think the Mega Drive one's heaps better. But we'd love if you're watching along, comment what do you reckon's the better of the two? Because I'd love to find out what people think on that. But I'll stop sharing my screen now, and we'll get back into the Marble Hill.
Marble Zone.
Oh, sorry, Marble Zone. Yeah, I got that mixed up with Green Hill Zone.
How dare you? Oh, shoot.
Get your shit together, man.
The color scheme for this reminds me a little bit of what's that beat 'em up that Sega released? It's not Golden Axe, but I've forgotten what it is. But it always reminds me of
Streets of Rage.
The first level. No, not Streets of Rage. It's a really old one. Altered Beast.
Oh yeah. So Altered Beast was the first packaged game with Mega Drive, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was. I think it was big in the arcades. I think, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, was it a
Yes.
port? Yeah. Oh, for
Yeah.
goodness sake, mate.
They're shaming us.
Oh, amateur,
I just
amateur.
You know what? That's good. That's good gameplay there. How it turns around and its body is. They've obviously made it look within their 2D platform way. The way the body's gone around and the spike is now out and it still gets you.
yeah, great
I
gameplay,
do
mate.
like
Great bloody gameplay. Just killed me.
I like the attention to detail that they did
Yeah.
for this game that was done so long ago.
Yeah, I know. Because you
We
think
do always comment on obviously that they put so much effort into these games with the lack of resources, I guess.
yeah,
Compared
all
to what we have today.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was creating a lot of it is just like the illusion of things like that, but they just do it so perfectly because all the art style and everything just immerses you.
so I
Really?
always
It's
loved
pretty
this
cool.
bit.
It must have been fun though to be able to go, all right, we need to make the bubble that's around him at the moment. We need to make it look like it's going around.
Yeah,
And so
Yeah.
they've just got to try some different animation styles
yeah,
with it, probably different shades of grey and all that sort of stuff. And once they've nailed it, they probably how exciting would have it been?
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess,
Exactly that.
Yeah,
As a programmer back then, or game maker back then,
Yeah,
to nail all those little attention to detail things
yeah,
that gives it that effect and stuff. It would have been awesome.
yeah, for sure.
yeah. Well, there would have been so many firsts if you were, making the games in this era. That you would have, because you would have been asking. It wasn't always a question of, "I'd be cool. Let's just do this." It was like, "Can we do it?
Yeah.
How can we pull
Yeah.
that off?" And then, to be able to do that would have just been amazing.
Yeah,
Love the lava when it goes up. If
Yeah, I
you just
know.
sort of cook it up, it looks really cool.
yeah. And the first time that happens to you, you're
Little
just like, "Oh
cartoony
my god,
effect.
what is happening?"
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I would love to be able to see the first time we were playing these games back then. Now as an
Yeah,
adult.
I know that
And
would
just
be.
see how actual we must have been for all the little things that happened that we hadn't experienced yet.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. Like, yeah, we're probably honestly, I would not be surprised if we like say a lot of the same things we're saying now,
Yeah, totally.
but just
probably.
without any self-awareness. Because back then, like,
Yeah,
that's the
obviously
thing.
we've got a. What are you doing?
I had to get that life, so now I have to go
Gotta
back.
Oh, okay.
Gotta repeat all this stuff. But even like the colors, like that, like the color scheme with the purples and the reds and the yellows just pop so well against each other. That
Actually, I
dark
just
purple
noticed
background.
the background, the actual wall, and
Yeah,
you've
the
got
fire,
great windows.
the fire pits
oh, yeah,
on
you've
the
got little-
wall.
Yeah.
So cool, man.
It's very
It's
cool,
like-
man.
I know, like a lot of people often make that guy always gets me.
I
That
know.
guy
Little
every
bastard.
time.
Little
But like a lot of people are like, "Oh, the Mega Drive had a limited color palette," but I'm kind of like, well.
What are you talking about?
And then you look at a game like this, I'm like, I don't think that's an issue, is it?
No,
Like,
I know.
The only issue that Sega had that you could maybe complain about was obviously the audio quality wasn't up to Super Nintendo. But since did that ever bother any of us kids back in the day?
But you know what? Do you know what though? Like, I think on a technical level that is true. Adrian, you might be able to actually give us the rundown of that. But even though technically the sound is more capable on a Super Nintendo, there are games where I've played both versions and the aesthetic of the sound, because of the Mega Drive limitation, is better. Like Bubsy's one of those. I actually think the music and sound in Bubsy is so much better on the Mega Drive, because just because of the way they had to produce the sound. I think there's other games like that as well where I've noticed the difference. What
I liked about Bubsy's voice on the Mega Drive, because he already had this sort of scratchy voice, which was obviously what they were going for, but you had it a bit more on the Mega Drive. But I've always liked it a lot. Like now when because I play as much as I play Sonic as well, and I actually really like it. It gives it this cool sort of distorted guitar effect, and he's this cool bobcat who's trying to save the world from. Actually, he's not even trying to save the world. He's just trying to save the yarn balls. Oh my! Now, Tyrell,
you're just going to have to be patient.
You're going to have to be patient. Doing the head bob.
But yeah, no, I agree. So a really good example, I think, that I've heard other people say, but I've not sat down and tested it with the sound stuff, is Earthworm Jim. Sounds heaps better on the Mega Drive than it does on the Super Nintendo, because the Mega Drive's sound chip is much better for just certain styles of music. Than the synth, and same obviously because the Mega Drive has a more synthetic sound, and then I think the Super Nintendo tends to be more orchestral or organic. So depending on the soundscape of the game, it will depend on what one sounds better. But like if the target platform was originally the Mega Drive, and I'm not sure what the target platform for Bubsy was,
That's
then
true.
It usually tends to sound better on that target platform. So I know Earthworm Jim, they targeted the Mega Drive as the their platform, and then they kind of ported it to the Super Nintendo, which is probably why it doesn't sound as good. Or I don't think it plays as well, but that's
Earthworm Jim is just
that'd be a good one to do.
Yeah, for sure.
For a playthrough.
Yeah, it's actually fairly hard.
Yeah, it's not an easy game.
I started playing. Which one is it where you've got the levels for saving the puppies, the dog's puppies?
That's Earthworm Jim too. Yeah,
that's true. So I was doing that the other week, and
I used to hate that.
I'm just like, and of course I was using the at-game Sega Mega Drive, so I can save at the beginning of every level. But I've obviously, because I'm a responsible gamer, you can't cheat and keep saving through the level, right? You've got to start the level again if you have to start the level again. And oh man, I'm just like struggling. And in the end, you just hate that level so much. But when you finish it, you feel really, really damn accomplished. Kind of. Once you do finish it, you do feel you actually feel like you've accomplished a worthwhile game in a sense, as in that level. Which is, I think is what made these so special in our memories too, because I think we forget about the kind of accomplishment feeling that we would have gotten when we finished these games, or even I didn't even know you didn't have to. If your brother finished it, your dad finished it, your sister finished it, all around watching, and that accomplished feeling. I don't think we quite get the same with these days games. I mean, look, everyone's different, and maybe someone watching this is going, what a dickhead. That doesn't make any sense. But that's just sort of how I feel.
Nah, I think that's a really good observation, Ethan. And I think, like, I've heard a lot of people asking those similar questions where, like, when we were talking before we hit record on the camera, where you were playing the Atari game and you didn't know you could kill the crocodiles, and you just worked out one day that you could do that, because the game wasn't holding your hand and saying, this is what you have to do this right this very second. And you there was a sense of exploration, and sometimes you would find these things that you wouldn't find until you're halfway through the game, or you've finished the game once, and then you're like, oh, do you know if you do this, you can do, and you're like, what? Yeah. And it just opens the game up in a totally different way.
Yeah, it was a sense of discovery, wasn't it? You didn't have YouTube and TikTok showing you how to do absolutely every single thing in the game, and how to, it was just, it was a sense of discovery that only you and your family members or close friends would experience together. And then after a couple of years or maybe decades, you talk to somebody else and they're like, yeah, I had exactly the same experience. So cool.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Cool thing about I think about that side of these games, where you figure out, an attack that you didn't know before, because you couldn't save a lot of the time with these games. When you would then go back, play it through, you would now have this extra that you didn't know about before, and now the game's got fears as well. So it did have these little accomplishments, I think, that were more organic than today. Like what Tyrell was saying about having YouTube and the internet just has every single answer because you've got millions of people all telling you how to do stuff.
Yeah.
On that, the Shinobi game that I showed before we were online, this one here.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that. So you've got to figure stuff out on your own. And I was playing the other week as well. I really, really enjoyed it. From that aspect,
bastard,
little bastard.
Going through this little sort of, I guess, warehouse thing, and then you got to go back to it again, and you got to go underground, and it's really cool. And you've got to figure this out. There's nothing telling you anything. That? So, yeah, dude, I remember this thing. That's such a random.
What the hell is that? I completely forgot about those dudes.
I forget what they're called, but they're kind of mimic you a little bit, those guys.
Yeah, they're like a Sonic mimic sort of mime guy.
Oh.
There he is again.
I have to say, and I'd be interested, I don't know, controversial opinion or whatever, Marble Hill Zone, which is on whatever this, is it Marble Hill? I can't remember.
No, this one is...
No, this is Spring Yard or something.
Yeah.
No, it's probably one of my less favorite.
I think it adds a lot of variety. When you first get to it, you're like, wow, this looks amazing. And it does look amazing. But it's also...
I have good memories of this level, actually, because me and Malachi to each other out.
Yeah, but like, I know...
Spring Yard Zone.
Spring Yard Zone, yeah.
Oh, is it?
I think it adds a lot of variety, but I also think it slows the gameplay down because, like, there's a lot of like pinball sort of style movement and stuff. But in a way, I think it really does like add something to the variety of the game.
I agree.
But I would agree that it's not generally my favorite either.
I wonder, like, as well, because the music's even a bit slower.
Yeah.
If that's all the actual issue is if you changed out that song, would I wonder how much difference that would make.
Yeah.
But
is it Sonic 1 that's got the Andy Streetfield music, or is that Sonic 2?
I think it is
Andy
this
Streetfield,
one.
yes.
Oh, dude, Ethan, I just have to side note. Do you remember Don Broco, that album I sent you guys, Paul, you and Paul?
Don Broco, yeah.
I went and saw them live the other day, right? The reason I bring this up, it will become apparent in a second. I went and saw them last week, I think, on Thursday. They are unbelievable. Honestly, they've become one of my favorite bands. They are so good. If they ever come to Australia, prioritize going to see them. Like, make sure you listen to their records, get to know their songs and stuff. But they are so good. What?
What band was it?
I
Don Broco.
said he better be doing backflips.
No, I mean, but whatever. Anyway, the lead singer is literally sporting the most epic Andy Streetfield curly mullet. Dude, it is so good, man. I'm just like, this guy is like literally out here in 2025, just straight up Andy Streetfield vibes, just living life, being a rock star. It's so good, man. But they are so ridiculously good.
I'm looking at photos right now.
Yeah.
Same here.
Oh man, the rest of the band have just got like normal haircuts, and then it's Andy Streetfield.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Love it. Oh
Wow.
yes.
That is-
Look at that.
That is the streets. That's the streets
Everyone
right
watching
there.
is like, I'm here for Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not here for Andy
Nah.
Streetfield.
Wait, do you want to share your screen?
Oh yes, let's. We've got to show the viewers.
Let's get a bit of Don Broco on here. A little bit of extra publicity because the three people watching this stream, which are probably our partners, will. There he is. How
yeah.
good
Look
is
at
that,
even
man?
Even the muscle top
Yeah,
is
we got
classic
the
Andy
muscle top.
Streetfield.
Oh, that is awesome.
I just want
There it is.
to fuzz that
Check out
hair up.
this.
Have you got one, Ethan? Hang on, let me change to yours.
Can you
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
can you see this one?
Ah, there you go.
Yes. Yes.
Look at the shirt, man.
What's his
Actually, you know what, Bart? They're a cool looking band, in my opinion. He's out there, but he's the front man. So
Yeah.
that they do that. But
Yeah.
the rest of them actually look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like uniqueness in their look, but not too out there like him.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure these guys are great fans of Sonic the Hedgehog too.
Why does he
Yeah,
look
there
like?
is-
Why does he look fans of Sonic the Hedgehog? Why does he look like Pippin from Lord of the Rings in that photo?
He does. I was thinking to myself, he reminds this picture specifically of him reminds me of someone, and that's who it is.
I've got
That's
one more
so-
to add on. One
All
more to
right.
share, Ties.
Here we go.
One more to share.
Ah,
Just because this is ultimate 90s in this place.
Yeah,
just that
that's-
background.
that's awesome. I mean, I can't
good.
unsee Pippin now.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love
I
it.
Peregrine,
Oh,
didn't
so
know Pippin was. I didn't know it could be.
a little bit of
Anyway.
Peregrine Took. All right, let's go. Let's get back to Sonic.
Yeah. So back to my
yeah.
question: Is the Andy Streetfield level Sonic 1 or Sonic 2?
I think it is Sonic 1. I think it's like metal something zone.
Metal Zone. Metal something.
Um,
Just for people who don't know what we're talking about, we're just talking about an old mate who has that hair, and he's a
Classic mullet.
He's a the classic mullet, and he's a great guitarist.
Yeah.
And we witnessed the solos, and so when as kids, he was an older friend of the family, sort of thing.
Yeah.
All our families, and when we got to this specific Sonic level, we called it the Andy Streetfield level because it just sounded like something that he would solo to, or a song that he would
That's
write.
so
on his
good.
harp.
Did
That
he?
is so good.
Did he ever have much success with bands or anything? Do we know?
I don't know.
Because I always
Well,
I
felt
don't know.
like
I saw him. I've actually seen him recently. But I didn't ask him that.
because the thing were you a complete failure, Andy?
But yeah, he's still rocking the hair.
I'm making fun of people and then dying. Gosh, I need to lock in. Sorry.
He's
The
still got the
mullet,
hair.
the mullet's distracting you too much. It's the
Yeah.
power of the mullet.
The power of the mullet. He's still got the mullet. It's grey now. I think he's had heaps of success. He just probably isn't vain like us, and we have to share it to everyone what we're doing in life.
So
He's the old gen.
So anyway, I was actually going to make an observation about him, and then I just turned negative and started talking about him being a failure. What I was actually going to say, what I was actually thinking, right, is like, the thing about Andy Streetfield is like people could look at him and just be like, oh, he's a wannabe rock star, right? But what is more rock and roll than somebody who doesn't necessarily make it, right? But literally lives that life their entire life. It's just like, nah.
And can actually play guitar.
Can actually play guitar.
And as a serious guitarist.
Is a serious guitarist. Doesn't have any like recognized success in that regard. But like literally that's who they are. Like rock and roll is literally their life and their identity. I mean, that's about as rock and roll as you get. So you know what?
Exactly.
Like, and I think that's why Andy Streetfield is like a bit larger than life in all of our minds, and he will always get mentioned by us. Because, I mean, obviously as kids, like you just look at him and you just can't look away because it's like, this guy is just like literal charisma on steroids. It's just like...
Well, when I saw him recently, which same time I saw him when you saw him, Ethan, is he was telling us this story where, so going back to family night, so going back to church, he dressed
laughing
up,
at Tyrell banging around on the balls.
Oh, I used to get stuck in that for ages.
I know,
You'd just be like, someone kill me now. Like,
I know.
can you imagine our parents? They're like trying to get the housework done, or they're like exhausted and just in the background.
Anyway, so sorry, back to...
Anyway, to just talk, this whole podcast is going to be about Andy Streetfield, but he was saying he got dressed up one time as... was it Samson or something from the Bible?
Yeah.
He like full got like muscles, and like apparently they like hit him behind something and then he smashed through this paper. Apparently all us kids just crapped ourselves when he did it. And he's like, larger than life, like, oh, like this. And we're just all like, oh my gosh, because we're all just like deers in a headlight.
Not that we get talk religion stuff at all, right? We're not doing that. But that church that we grew up in was nuts.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
It was good because it was entertaining and it was
so many characters.
I know.
And of course, who's the founder? Freaking Colin Jones, one of the most nutcase people.
Who people used to call as a nickname, they would call him Colball. Like, I mean, if that doesn't explain it all, it's like, who's your pastor? Oh, Colball, he's over there. Who? Colball.
Mum told me a story recently about Dad, when Dad had his massive beard.
Yeah.
Back in the day, he goes to Colin, did you know that beards don't burn? And Colin's like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And Dad's like, it's true. Right. They don't burn. And Colin goes, yes, they do. So Dad gets a match and lights his beard on fire. and apparently just goes, whoo. And Dad's like, like that. And Colin apparently was on the floor laughing, like, I can't believe I'm hanging out with a freaking nutcase.
I have heard this story for sure.
Oh, I've not heard that one before.
Once again, craziest church ever.
Yeah, no, but that's honestly, all of those characters live in my mind for my entire life. I see part of those characters like every day in other people. It's
in Sonic.
In Sonic.
Yeah. He's Eggman.
Yeah.
Anyway, probably should get back onto
Sonic the Hedgehog. I will just finish with this. So Andy Streetfield, I can remember him because this leads in with what Tyra was saying with him just being rock and roll. So I can remember sitting in front of him in church when they're doing the congregational songs, and everyone's just singing normal, like la 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 la. And there's Andy Streetfield he'd be like with his full 80s like rock singing voice on, singing like the gospel songs. So it'd be like, Jesus, I love you. And he'd be like, oh, oh, so good. So good. Anyway.
What's mad about Andy is that he's 100% happy to be himself.
Absolutely. That is so good.
And you talk about Succession. I mean, he's just had a whole segment on our podcast.
I know. He's famous.
Right.
That's it.
On the Deadbeat podcast.
If that isn't fame, I don't know what is.
Yeah. That's it. Well, it lives on 30 years later. That's how.
We'll get an email from him soon for a contract. so he gets his online payments.
That's it.
He'll get like 5 cents royalties every 30 years.
Yeah.
When we rewatch the video back, you remember that time?
And it's like, sorry, boys, you have to cough up. We have to pay Andy Streetfield again.
Damn it, 5 cents. Actually, no, this time it's 0.5 of a cent. Oh, that's all right then.
Should have held on to those 1 cent pieces.
I can't remember what levels after this one.
Labyrinth Zone. I've got it up on my screen.
Oh, you cheater.
This level feels like it's going on forever.
That's why I kind of just feel like Spring Yard just drags a bit. Like, there's a lot of cool design ideas. Like, even that drop, like, that is really cool because you're like full faster than the camera.
You drop off the screen, Which I want to get in there. I know you can get in there. I'm sure you can. Bitch.
Actually, this spot here, I used to love just spinning.
Yeah.
Just kept because it was.
Come on.
Wasn't too many games.
See,
I think
told you could get
stuff like this. Actually, there's no games. It's just Sonic. That is this, but Sonic was amazing, man. Such a unique, genius, idea of a game.
See, the thing is, those speed boots or whatever they're called, they just serve no purpose in this level because
you're already fast, and now you've got to go supersonic fast, and you just get killed because you can't control where you're going.
Yeah, but also you just get stopped every 5 seconds because this level is purposefully slow. So I do get it, but I think it's a nice variety. But once you're through it, you're just like, I'm done with that. Done with that shit.
I like it in the first levels.
As a kid, it didn't really bother me, but it's just like more these days. It's a bit of a thing where you're like,
I think also Sonic 2, I think, made a decision. Each zone is only 2 acts long, whereas in this one it's 3 acts. So I think they realized like people want to move on to something else.
Yeah, you almost died.
Thanks.
Actually, one thing came to mind.
Is this another Andy Streetfield story that came to mind?
No, it's not. Actually, we wait for this.
Ooh.
This
guy
we've all
just
been
tried
waiting
to
for this.
shiv me.
Shank you.
Oh.
Get ready, mate. You'll get.
Oh my god! I always forget just how annoying it is to die.
Hope you
got no rings.
Well, you got 4 lives.
I know. This is the thing. I'm fucked.
What I was going to say is just quick one, Tyler, before you do hit up Robotnik, was apparently Dragon Ball Z's been rated the GOAT. The GOAT of all anime cartoons, right?
Yeah.
Which I personally agree with. And I remember when Goku became Super Saiyan for the first time and how amazing that was. But I had the exact same excitement when I first saw Sonic go supersonic in Sonic 2.
Oh yeah.
Like when you jump up and he turns into supersonic.
Oh man.
After you get the rings or whatever, it's insane. Like, it's unbelievable, really. And I saw that obviously before. I reckon I would have seen that before I saw Goku go Super Saiyan.
Yeah, same.
But I might not. But obviously when Goku went Super Saiyan, it was bigger than religion. It was
really
incredible.
was. No, it was religion.
It was.
It was a religion. Oh my goodness! I cannot believe how hard
You're gonna get
this
a game
is.
over at this rate.
I know.
You gotta just don't rush, Tyler. Take it easy.
You gotta do the opposite of Sonic the Hedgehog and go slow.
Yeah, I've only got 2 lives, so this could be the end of the stream. We could
I'll see you later, everyone. It was hope you enjoyed hearing about Andy Streetfield.
Yeah, I know.
I remember, but like when Goku became Super Saiyan and Sonic became a Super Sonic. It's all I thought about. It's all I dreamed about. It's like I just want to see that happen.
Yeah.
It's incredible that a human being can create something like this for a child for kids, and we do see it as big as religion and a belief system. Like, it literally is all you think about and care about.
Yes.
There you go.
About time. Andy Streetfield would have done that in one go.
Whilst lead soloing with his toes on his guitar.
That's right.
I can just picture the toes going.
There it is, Labyrinth Zone.
I love the music for this one.
Yeah. See, this one's quite slow as well.
It is, yeah.
It is, but I think I find this to be kind of adventure level on sort of like a bit like Donkey Kong, and that's sort of why I like these levels.
Yeah.
The water's a little stretched, running out of water and stuff, but I mean generally it's not too far away to get a bubble.
Wait, do you know what's funny? Just listen to this for a second. Just listen to this. What is that noise? Like, it's the stupidest noise.
It's a synth keyboard.
Let's have another listen.
The synthesizer out. A couple of modules later, and this is what you got.
Who made that choice?
I think I might set my mobile phone message tone to that now.
The amount of times the bubbles double cross you. They betray you. It's like you're trying to kill someone, and then you go, and then you get killed by somebody because you're not spinning anymore.
My internet's gone better.
Liked Labyrinth Zone, I think, because I loved, as a kid, I found the idea of labyrinths intriguing, even though the water was slow and you had to find the air bubbles, and it was stressful. There was especially when it gets to that countdown music.
Oh, you little. Like,
what a trap. What a trap.
Exactly. Like, how are you supposed to know that's going to happen? There's no way.
But it's a labyrinth. It's all the booby traps.
Yeah.
Let's literally crush a cute little Sonic the Hedgehog into some spikes.
I know.
Brutal.
That won't give young children nightmares.
No. All right, there we go. We got some rings. I have to say that Sonic looks really cool. The coloring looks really cool when he's underwater, like that dark sort of aqua blue, which is really cool.
Honestly, this is a great looking game, but
it is so good. It's ridiculous that they perfected so much about Sonic in the first game. But Sonic 2, Sonic 2 just takes it to the next level.
There were versions of this that they sort of went through a couple of versions with the Master System and stuff, didn't they?
But I think they made those after this, didn't they?
Yeah. So Sonic 1 on the Master System came out afterwards, and I think Sonic 2 on the Master System came out first. But the Master System Sonic 2 is totally different. Like, there's no similarities between Sonic 2 on the Master System and the Mega Drive. They're totally different games. And if you've never played Sonic 2 on the Master System, play it. Get yourself a ROM because it's such a good game. In fact, both the Sonic 1 on the Master System is is it 50% different and 50% the same? Because there's some similarities, but again, they have their own totally different zones and some of the same on the Master System, but both really good Sonic games for different reasons. But
I'm literally on my last life.
Oh, don't die. But so the water effect that they've get some rings, but the water effect on the Labyrinth Zone was achieved by using a palette swap really quickly, because the Mega Drive shouldn't be able. Oh, you almost died. The Mega Drive shouldn't be able to show the colors of the water.
Oh, I died. I thought that's it.
And a game over. Did you get any continues?
But Oh yeah, actually, I might have to continue.
Hopefully. Oh yes.